Sunglo.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nathan Day alongside Chad Decker. Chad has been a longtime Sunglo customer, and we really appreciate Chad's business. He does an unbelievable job of getting baby pigs ready, getting them sold, and getting them into good homes, and then going on and having great success as they hit maturity. So today, we're going to talk to Chad kind of about what his process looks like of using our starter rations and our starter diets. So Chad, kind of walk through with me a little bit from the time they hit the crate, you're getting ready to wean, on up to those pigs getting ready to sell.
Yep. So Sunglo's been great for our program, and we've used it consistently for the last 7-8 years, and it's really helped tremendously. Basically, once a pig's hit 10 to 14 days old in the crates, we'll start just throwing a little bit of feed on the mats. We use some pre-starter then, usually 1 to 2 handfuls per feeding, morning and night.
Yep.
And we wean somewhere in that 19, 21, 22 day range, wherever things fall there. And from there, then they hit the nursery, and we run about 4 to 5 pounds per head of pre-starter through each pig, measured out there. And then from there, then we go to the pelleted starter. That's where we do things slightly different. I do think the pellets help transition to those pigs a little bit better. So we'll go with about a 10 pound per head of pelleted starter, and then after they've consumed that, then we go to the ground starter, the starter G. So at that point in time, they will stay on that until they are right about 7 weeks old. And we picture everything at 7 weeks old, and we sell at 8. So generally those pigs are going to be on the starter almost up until picture day. At that point in time, it seems like they start hitting a teetering block, so to speak, of whether they're getting shape and blooming up in a hurry at that point. So there are some lines that you've just got to watch, and some of those will go straight to what our next step is, which I'll get into in a second, a little bit earlier than picture day. Some of them will be the starter pretty much to picture day. In our program, we basically go straight from starter to 18G. So once we hit that picture day, that 7-week range, when they get enough bloom for us, they go straight to 18G. We don't step them down. We don't do anything. As soon as it's empty, we just throw 18 in.
So you're not kind of even blending that starter with 18. You're just going straight into 18G.
Yep. We just throw them right into it, and it's worked for us, and seems to be okay in that respect. And then from that point, generally everything will stay on 18 all the way until they're picked up, which generally after the sale, and guys have 2 weeks or so to get them picked up. There are some of them, if they've got to stay longer, I kind of like to, again, we may be a little different than some other guys, but we like to grow some of those hogs on 16. So, and if they stay too long, we'll start throwing 16 in instead of 18, and try to take them and grow them slow at those younger ages, and it seems to work pretty well.
Yeah. So what would you say has been, once you switched over to Sunglo or started using Sunglo, what were some of the main differences that you saw almost immediately?
Consumption and bloom. The biggest thing with the Sunglo is our whole operation is very much based on a timeline. Everything is bred within a 2-day range for that group. Everything is farrowed the exact same day, and we will schedule our online pictures and our online sales literally before the sows are bred. And from there, I've got to have those babies ready to picture on a certain date and ready to go. And with Sunglo, it's very predictable, and I know those things are going to be ready at 7 weeks to picture, and they're going to be ready to sell at 8. And that predictability and that consistency there has been huge. It's one of the many parts of the puzzle that allows us to do exactly what we do. But some other feeds that we'd used before, it just didn't quite do what we needed, and didn't allow us to have that consistency and that predictability of getting those things ready and doing what we need it to do and what we want it to do.
Yeah.
So
kind of walk through with me. You've got the pig sold, it's getting ready to go to its new home. You've got customers that say, hey, this blue baby pig is looking incredible.
Yep.
How can we maintain some shape and some bloom, and then obviously some growth, because they got to perform at some point
absolutely.
in life. So what are you telling those customers at that point?
Yep. What I tell them, and they've in general been on 18G at that point. Yep. And I tell them that staying on 18G, starting them out is usually a good path. Some guys like to start them on 803 pellets at that point in time. Certainly works very well. We will do that on occasions with some as well. But generally what I see guys do and what we recommend is start on 18G. If you want to use some pellets, great, perfect to help transition them in there. Then from there, everybody's kind of got a little bit of their own program once those things are going, but that's kind of what we do there.
Sure. Well, I think this has been really informative. I mean, Chad, we really appreciate you,
no problem.
Your business. We appreciate you taking the time to sit down with us here today. If you guys have more questions about Sunglo starter feeds, make sure you check out the rest of the videos that we're going to be posting, as well as on our website. A lot of information on there, and always be sure to reach out to your Sunglo representative or your local feed dealer or distributor. We're happy to help you. That's what we want to do. We want to be the biggest, most helpful feed company available to make sure that you guys are getting your questions answered and making sure that you guys are getting your baby pigs off to a great start. Therefore, they can go forward and go on and win. So we really appreciate, Chad, you taking the time to do this.
No problem.
And we will see you down the road.
This is a Walton webcasting production. Livestock like you've never seen before.